Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel where skincare is all about progression over perfection because perfection doesn't exist. I know my channel's moved kind of more into the commentary side of things, so I want to kind of do these bonus weekly probably videos where I do talk mainly about skincare, my skincare routines, products that I'm loving, all the stuff I used to talk about. The skincare world has changed so much and there's so many new and exciting products and ingredients and different ways of doing things, common things, that I've definitely changed as well. So I kind of want to use these videos as an update to some of my older videos. And today I want to talk about my pore refining skincare routine. And what I mean by this is not looking poreless and flawless. I want to discuss how I'm properly protecting and caring for my pores and my skin in order to keep my pores looking tight, clear. I like them looking clean. And I'm going to do this in the order of a skincare routine. So let's start off talking about cleansers. We all know this oil gritting, I would say trend, but it's been around for ages, right? You get like an oil cleanser and you gently massage your skin for about 60 seconds. Usually, honestly, it's usually more so. Like if I know I'm going to be doing this oil gritting, I will put on like a 15-minute YouTube video and just kind of sit there gently massaging my whole face. But essentially, this is a technique that was taught to estheticians and various other people where you get a cleansing oil and you gently massage basically away all the sebum, all the excess blockages in your pores. And this technique does work. It works very, very well. Not as much as you see people doing it online recently. This again is, as everything on TikTok, it's trending a little bit later than YouTube. But these people are kind of like massaging their skin and then showing you their hands, and all it is old product and like a little bit of dead skin and some like oil plugs and blackheads or whatever, or the cleanser itself pilling on the skin. But it does work, not every time. If you keep up with it, you find yourself doing it less and less often. But it's a really great technique, really just to get rid of those stubborn pores as well. I have a pore at the side of my nose here that is, I can physically always see, but it's getting better because I've been consistent with this like oil pulling thing. It just kind of makes everything look a little bit fresher. After doing that, I probably do that maybe once a week, if that. Not every day, because if you do it too much, it can break you out. Honestly, when it comes to oil cleansers, the Softymo one is the only one that I've used doing this successfully, or the Mixsoon Bean Essence, which is really, really nice. I like to do this in the cleansing stage primarily, but the Mixsoon is great. I have like bottles and bottles of that because that's always guaranteed to work as well doing this method. After that, I go into a gentle foaming cleanser. I like foaming cleansers. I feel like foaming cleansers get a bad rep because back in the old day, our foaming cleansers were shit, weren't they? They were extremely drying, and that kind of leads to this idea that that's still how foaming cleansers are nowadays, when the vast majority of cleansers we have nowadays are actually extremely gentle. But as somebody with combination skin, and my T-zone being the oiliest area of my skin and the most porous, I feel like that area of my skin really does benefit from a foaming cleanser because I feel like I get a nice, deep yet gentle cleanse that doesn't strip my skin. I'm still left feeling moisturized after. Of course, that does depend on the cleanser, but as I mentioned, most foaming cleansers shouldn't strip your skin anymore. I would say that if you opt for any cleanser that claims to be gentle or balancing or moisturizing or hydrating, then you're fine if it foams. I was sent Olive Young sent me a load of products from a brand called BRINGGREEN, and I kind of just grabbed their Artemisia Cera Calming Moisture pH Balance Cleansing Foam, mainly because I just needed a new cleanser to put in the shower, and I saw the word calming, and I was like, my skin really needs a bit of this right now. This was like maybe a month back. And this has just been incredible. This has been so nice. They say they have low acidic mugwort cleanser to protect the skin, which is of course calming and soothing and healing. And the brand themselves say that they've actually tested this on dry skin, and people with dry skin feel pleasantly moisturized after using this product. There is a few extracts in here that my skin doesn't usually agree with leave-on products, but in this cleanser, they kind of smell nice. I hate saying that. And along with the Centella and the Artemisia in here, it does feel very, very soothing, very moisturizing. It's a really nice cleanser to make me feel like my oilier areas has had an adequate and deep enough cleanse without stripping and leaving my skin feeling dry, which can potentially lead to enlarged looking pores. Toners are my favorite step of the skincare routine. Really, I'm not a niacinamide serum user anymore, mainly because I do not feel like I have to have it as a standalone treatment because it's in everything. everything. People in my comments who always ask for like a list of niacinamide free products. No, it's in absolutely everything. So I do not need that standalone 5% whatever serum. I kind of reverted back to like the good old days when I discovered niacinamide in toners and essences formulated alongside like these bifida ferments, panthenol, soothing, healing, skin brightening. You know, what really is traditional K-beauty essence ingredients. As a whole, I find actives in this stage of the routine to be somewhat gentler and in a more kind of beneficial formulation as a whole. And of course, niacinamide is great. I think everyone should use it if you can, of course. And it's great for pores because some studies have potentially shown maybe that it can actually help with the size of pores. But what it definitely can do is minimize the appearance of enlarged and that, you know, like those saggy looking pores, which usually comes from like sun damage, extra dry skin, inflammation. I'm very, very surprised by the fact that I'm enjoying this Anua Peach 77 Niacin Essence Toner. This is my second bottle because I did like their serum, but as I mentioned, I didn't use it much. It was nice, it was a nice serum, but the fragrance was just too much. However, in this toner and their cream, the scent is still there, but it doesn't linger like it does in the serum. So I don't know what they're doing differently there. But this also has alpha-arbutin and vitamin C. So you're really getting like a whole powerhouse of ingredients in this one toner. Again, in the toner stage, so kind of allowing me to use whatever treatments I want next. Still bearing in mind that you have vitamin C, alpha-arbutin, and niacinamide in here. A classic has to be the MISSHA Time Revolution Essence. This has niacinamide in, yeast ferment extract, butylene glycol, ceramide, adenosine. So you have all those traditional essence ingredients that are going to make your skin look tighter, plumper, more even, brighter, all in this stage. And there's something about essences and toners and well-hydrated skin that just makes your skin look tighter, firmer, and prevents me from leaning into the heavy percentages of actives when it's in such a lightweight hydrating stage. When it comes to serums, as I mentioned, I kind of lay off the actives when it comes to my pores. For me, with my skin at the moment, the serums are kind of part of a repairing stage. I look for more skin repairing ingredients, skin soothing and anti-inflammatory ingredients because as somebody with rosacea, somebody who tests skincare all the time, my skin can become very easily inflamed, and this can lead to larger looking pores. So, of course, one of my go-tos is Prequel's Redness Reform Soothing Serum. I know a lot of people, especially in the UK, cannot get this. You can go for a pore dedicated serum like Remedy for Pore Size, again, only in the US at the moment, but this has everything in it. This has retinol, salicylic acid, niacinamide, green tea to really target everything that you need to help your pores look smaller. You could just use this like one and done cleanser, this moisturizer. But if you're looking for something that's a bit more accessible, Torriden Balanceful Cica Calming Serum is an amazing, just calming, soothing, anti-inflammatory serum. I always say calming, soothing, anti-inflammatory serum that you could use alongside all your actives. Just keep that. There's a saying called inflammaging that I heard dermatologists say, and it refers to obviously the premature aging of your skin from inflammation, enlarged looking pores, wrinkles, fine lines, etc. So almost every single day I will use a daily use BHA. We all know BHAs are oil soluble, so they can really target those clogged pores, blackheads, sebaceous filaments. Whilst I don't recommend this for everyone, if you've been using a salicylic acid for years now and you use it 2 to 3 times a week with no issue, no irritation whatsoever, using a daily hydrating toner with betaine salicylate in it is very unlikely to irritate your skin, but more so care for your pores in a gentle and slow way that won't interfere with your skin barrier. I say betaine salicylate in particular over salicylic acid because it's a gentler moisturizing form of salicylic acid. It's roughly twice as gentle. For example, if you have 4% betaine salicylate, it's going to feel like a 2% salicylic acid. This is of course in Glow Recipes PHA+BHA toner and COSRX's Blackhead Power Liquid, 2 toners I've been using, oh my god, since the creation of this channel. I absolutely love them. Like, you go back years on this channel and see them throughout. If you struggle with chemical exfoliants, then use this as your 2 to 3 times a week exfoliant, again, because it's still gentle. You're getting slower results probably, but over a longer period of time, it's consistent and you'll see those consistent results. I've been getting back into masking again recently, I think because I got very lazy and I was like, oh, do I really need to like mask and wait 20 minutes and all that kind of stuff? But if you want some sort of like immediate appearance of a smaller looking pores, maybe you have an event to go to, you're seeing people for whatever reason, people see people, then do it the old fashioned way of using a clay mask, but add a more modern twist. So the vast majority of clay masks you get nowadays, one, they don't dry down completely, they leave you feeling somewhat moisturized, and two, they usually have some form of active ingredients in. They're great to use instead of or in place of an exfoliating stage, not alongside. And there's two that I absolutely love. One is of course Glow Recipes BHA clay mask. They have like a hyaluronic acid infused whipped clay in that doesn't leave your skin feeling dry, and you get this immediate satisfaction of tighter looking pores because you've used bentonite and kaolin clay, I believe it is, which soaks up any kind of excess sebum and oils. But then you have the BHA, which over time is going to help with the clogged looking pores. One I've just discovered again, I've just remembered, let me Google it quick, Zitsticka. Do you remember Zitsticka? I used to do a lot of sponsorships with them. Their Press Refresh masks are so nice. They're for breakout prone skin. It's this really cooling hydrogel mask that has salicylic acid, glycolic acid, lactic acid, and niacinamide, hyaluronic acid, and allantoin to help hydrate the skin. They say replenish and soothe, whilst obviously you're getting exfoliation alongside it. This is one of those masks that when I used once a week, for example, so like you get 5 in a pack, I used it for like 5 weeks, you do start to see a really good difference. Dare I say there is an immediate difference, I think because of the cooling sensation. Your pores kind of look like, probably because of the peppermint. I shouldn't like peppermint, but it did feel, you know, fresh, but not in that horrible stingy way. If you do have very easily sensitized skin or impaired skin barrier, obviously don't use this, don't use any exfoliants. But I think leaving a mask on your face for about 20 minutes, I think they recommend this, might not be the best for some people. My skin, my rosacea is absolutely fine with this. Going back to serums, sorry, I am starting to use vitamin C's more and more in my routine. I personally don't think vitamin C's work for me to help even out skin tone, fade dark spots, none of that. But what I do need them for now is their antioxidant properties. I will list all these products in the link down below, and the vitamin C serums that I actually do enjoy using, I'll link down below as well. But of course, using an antioxidant alongside a sunscreen stops that oxidative stress. Can't speak. I've just had dinner, sorry. Oxidative stress. It stops your collagen breaking down, your elastin, and sun damage can make your skin thicker. When it gets thicker, your pores get bigger, bit more droopy looking, so it stops all that from happening. Moisturizing for me again is about that hydration, but this is another stage where you can add vitamin C and niacinamide to your routine without having to use these heavy percentage active serums. So say you're not doing it in your toner stage, you can definitely do it in your moisturizer stage. Mainly in the morning, I will use a moisturizer with vitamin C in, like the Dr. Idriss moisturizer I've been loving at the moment, to protect your skin alongside sunscreen. And then in the evening, which is more about correcting, I would use the Anua peach moisturizer, which I absolutely love. My evening routine mainly focuses on correcting my skin. So really, this is where I do use some actives, but depending on the day, how my skin's feeling, what my skin's been through, it does focus a lot on calming and soothing. It was nice that I could use my toner stage and serum stages to do that. Then with my final moisturizer stage, I could add in a gentle active. And then of course, sunscreen. We all know this. The sun, if you're not wearing sunscreen, if you get burnt, if you get a tan, that's a sign that some of your elastin, collagen has been destroyed. Your skin is dehydrated now probably, which can make your skin thicker, leading to enlarged pores. So even if you just want to do this one step, using a sunscreen without any of the above that we've all just talked about is going to be enough to keep your skin in a very happy place. If you want to see some sunscreens, I recommend, I have a ton of videos on this channel talking about those, but also my most recent TikTok and Instagram reel list a few that I personally have for my rosacea and ones that don't sting my eyes like crazy. All in all, I feel like I'm taking a much gentler approach to keeping my pores looking more refined. I feel like the last time I really talked about this, it would have been talking about actives, BHA, niacinamide, whatever else you can dig into your skin and, you know, clean from the inside out. But really, I find the more I'm caring for my skin, the more I'm preventing it from being inflamed. I guess it's really the Korean way of prevention rather than having to use all these heavy actives to correct. All products will be, of course, linked in the description box with a few other options as well. You can check out some more product review videos here, some general light entertainment here, and I'll see you over there.